Good morning. Apologies, I don't have my stand, so it might be a bit wobbly. Hey there, this is Christmas Day morning in Montenegro. There's actually more than one Christmas in Montenegro. There's not many Catholics here, not many people who celebrate this. So mostly they celebrate on New Year's Eve, and also there's Orthodox Christmas on the 6th and 7th of January. So it's like a staggered Christmas, and it's not really a Christmassy country. But I've come for a walk this morning, and as you can see, it's glorious sunshine. The planet is alive, and I'm really asking for the earth to teach me. And this means letting go of control and opening up to something other than my busy brain. Now, I've noticed I have been moaning an awful lot lately, and not in a good way. And I've been really curious about this. Like, it is a way of creating your life. You moan about what you've got, so you make it wrong. So you kind of give yourself permission for jumping to something else. But what else do you jump to when you're moaning about your life as it is now? You'll jump to something else and you'll create something. But is that the future I'm asking for? A kind of forced into a corner future? No. So today I'm exploring commitment and living without attachment and how they are linked together. Because I have experienced living without attachment lately, an interpretation of it, which is actually only giving 10% to whatever it is you're doing. Now, this is what I've been doing as well by moaning. I'm withdrawing my commitment from my life as it is now. And I'm telling myself that when I have something I really want, I'll commit to it. And so, as I say, I've been letting nature be my teacher of late. And as I was walking up here, I observed ivy and other shrubs and bushes growing up by the path, which was just on a roadside. It's not in the woods like this. Now, some of that ivy, some of those fronds, those leaves won't survive. They're growing in the wrong place, but, the wrong place. But do they stop, or do they think, well, I'm just gonna grow a little bit. It's not really the right place, so I'll just grow a bit and then I'll die. And strangely enough, this is what so many of us are doing. We are just waiting to die. And I know that sounds extreme, but unless you're fully committing to your life, and it's like I feel bad, it's like I'm giving you an uncomfortable truth here, but unless you're fully committing to your life, then you're waiting to die. I know this because I've been doing that a little bit lately. Okay, now, how does living without attachment fit in? Well, it's something I thought I was doing, living without attachment, and then something came up recently which made me realise I was very attached to certain concepts and very attached to people behaving in a certain way, very attached to life showing up in a certain way. This is still attachments. Even if you're not wanting to hold on to something, if you have very strong attachments to something turning out a certain way, that's still an attachment. So this came up really strongly for me. So for me, it is important to live without attachments. Why? Because for me, freedom is the greatest thing. Becoming more aware of my innate freedom is the most important thing. Freedom from attachments, freedom from programming, freedom from anyone else's point of view, really. That has become so important to me. But also, why is it important for other people? Well, if I'm attached to how, for example, my daughter or my husband does things, if I'm attached to them staying a certain way, which is often how it works out, we feel love for somebody and then they have to stay the way that they are in order for us to love them. That's an attachment. Living without attachments enables people to be themselves, to make their own choices, to be fully them in the world, to fully fail and then grow. But what it isn't is only giving somebody or something, a situation, 10% of you so that you're not attached. That's living without commitment. So, for some reason on this Christmas day, like I'm not much of a one for New Year, but on this Christmas day, I have a sense of a magical space, maybe a space of stillness, where we can get really present with what we would like our lives to be like. And I often get a sense that this is considered selfish. You know, what do I really want? World peace. So my theory is that when each of us is living fully and living as we would wish to live, then we become the part of the planet, the whole, the systema that contributes more greatly. And actually, from our limited minds dealing with world peace or world concepts, we're just going to come up with something quite limited. So it's my belief, and you don't have to agree with me, that when we live as the fullness of us, fully committed in that moment to us, to what we know is possible, to what we would like for ourselves, then we actually contribute to everybody around us and we contribute to the whole. Okay, but you're going to have to try this out for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. But today I am inviting you to fully commit to exactly where you are now. Wait, what? Did I say that you had to get present with what you wanted? Yeah, the beginning of that is to actually 100% commit to where you are now. Where you are now is your creation. Everything you have in your life now is because of your choices and your being. And can you love it right now, like 100%? Can you give everything to a situation, to a person, even if you think, well, it's not going to last? Can you be so vulnerable as to give 100% of you to everything in your life today? That also means including feelings within you of discomfort, shame, upset. Can you just include them now, all of those experiences? They're all you. Just spend a day this Christmas time. And Christmas can be really hard on a lot of levels. We can make choices to change that. I've made some choices this Christmas to change my reality that may not be popular. But I had to make them to change my reality. And to do that, I had to get present and commit to my life. Because if I'm not committing to my life, I can't make the choices required to change it. Okay. So again, today, shall we all, family, expectations, fighting to be seen, fighting not to be seen, fighting to be left alone, fighting to be part of something. Can we just let all of us exist today? Let's fully commit to all of us today and everybody and everything in our lives right now. And let's get curious. If we weren't resisting and reacting and fighting against things or defending ourselves, If we had total faith that our wants, our desires are exactly what will bring us the greatest happiness. And I feel a flutter in my heart, my hands are shaking a bit when I say that. If we had total trust and faith that our deep desires are actually our path to greater contribution, what would we choose today for our lives? For me, well, I'll leave that for another video, maybe a live. Happy Christmas.